Hey, what is happening, herpers? So I'm gonna jump right into the action today because I've got another rattlesnake cleaning to do. So I'll get into the reptile room, close the door behind me to keep the dog out because I don't need my chihuahua coming to help me while I'm dealing with the rattlesnake. This is a smaller rattlesnake than you saw me work with in the last video, so if you want to see what working with a larger rattlesnake looks like, then check out my last upload. But this is Bojangles, the albino western diamondback rattlesnake. Now, if you stay up to date with the YouTube shorts I post, you have already seen plenty of him. I post his feedings all the time. I post him stretching his fangs as he likes to do from time to time, but I can't do any of that today because his cage is looking nasty. He's got a dry water dish. He's even got a big old poop right there. How did that even come out of you, bro? He looks proud of it. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and get him out of there so I can tidy up his enclosure. It looks like the only real mess we have. So then once I've tidied up Bojangles' enclosure, I will let him sit in the bath for a little while just to chill because I've got some other shit that's been piling up on my desk that I need to share with you. It's right over here. So as you can see, I've had a little bit of shit piling up on my desk over the last few weeks. Oh, you thought I was speaking figuratively. No, I mean literal shit. And if you're now wondering why I have literal rattlesnake poop on my desk, well, that's because I found some really cool stuff in it that I wanted to share with you, but the best of us procrastinate, and I am not the best of us, so you know I'm procrastinating, and I still wanted to show you what's inside this, so I've been saving it for this occasion. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Bojangles out of his enclosure, and then I'll show you what exactly I found inside all of these poop samples that have been chilling on my desk like a completely normal individual lets happen. Anyway, if you are also a completely normal individual who is going to enjoy this video, then make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get started with pulling that rattlesnake out. All right, so I already popped the lock off here, and you can see that Bojangles is already getting a little defensive. He's very alert, kind of looks like he thinks he's about to get fed again, but I just fed him 2 days ago, so I'm hoping he's not too hungry. You can kind of see he's looking a little extra thick right now. That's something that kind of cracked me up. I recently got a comment on one of my shorts, or maybe it was an Instagram reel, that somebody was saying that Bojangles here was looking skinny. And, well, that just couldn't be further from the truth for a rattlesnake. This is about as thick as you want them looking. I have seen them bigger, but typically that's not a really good thing. Reptiles in captivity are real predisposed to obesity, but Bojangles here is a growing snake, so I'm not too worried about it. So I am going to get him into the bucket here where he can sit tight. Well, don't come back up while I get his enclosure cleaned. As you can see, he is a lot more easygoing than Spot, the larger of the two rattlesnakes. And I think that is because Spot most likely hasn't spent his whole life in captivity like Bojangles here has, where Bojangles really doesn't know any better. But anyway, I will get him secured. I'll go ahead and get the habitat cleaned out, and I will show you what has been sitting on my desk for so long. All right, so luckily with reptiles, even though it has been weeks since I've really done anything that I would call cleaning his enclosure, maybe fluffing things up here and there while I'm misting down his bedding, but as you can see, for weeks without any real cleaning, his house is looking a lot better than my house would be looking. I've got that one turd right there, so I'll just get that out of here. And I'll double check it, see if I will be adding it to the pile on my desk. All right, nothing fancy, just poop. So back to the enclosure. I'll get this out of here so I can scrub out that water dish real good and get it returned to him clean. Just lay that right there. He doesn't mind. All right, so you can hear him in the tub still, but now the Bojangles is out of his enclosure and into 1 minute. All right, I was gonna say now that he's out of his enclosure and in his bath, and then I remembered that I never added water to his bath, so he's just sitting in a bucket. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water here for him to drink, but also just to wash up in. Ooh, he does not sound too happy. And however loud he sounds to you, he is even louder to me because the microphone is actually pointed away from you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drizzle a little bit of water in there for him. Nothing crazy, and I don't want to worry about making him swim in there, but just enough for him to realize he is surrounded by water and give him an opportunity to take advantage of it and rehydrate himself. Because as silly as it sounds, I've known rattlesnakes that struggle to stay hydrated even if they have water in their enclosure at all times. So this is just something that I got in the habit of doing to make sure that all of my reptiles stay hydrated, even if I don't see them drinking in their enclosures. So now with Bojangles actually in his bath, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what's inside of this poop. Alright, so as you can see here, I've got a couple samples, and this one I saved because it was really obvious I could actually see a fang sticking out of the poop. And if you're confused as to why that is, I have actually made videos on this subject before, but I've never really let things pile up this much, so to speak. That little white dash you see there is a fang, and I like to be able to find those and hold on to them and do little projects with them. So when I do find poop in my rattlesnakes enclosures, I keep an eye out for any fangs poking out. I am being careful because I don't want to poke myself on said fang. Oh, here we go. Got it out. It is incredibly unlikely that there's any active venom still remaining in this fang, but that being said, it's a pointy object covered in crap, so I don't want to poke myself with it for that reason. I'll go ahead and put that in here. I don't know why in my head I was expecting hearing a dink little sound when it dropped, but it is so lightweight. There was no sound to pick up. Oh, there's one fang. Let's see how many more of these we can find. Alright, I don't think there's anything else in that one, so I'll move on to this one. Better be at least one fang in here since it's been living on my desk for the last few weeks, or I'm gonna feel gross for no reason. Rest assured, if you're watching this, I already know I'm gross. But as long as there's a good reason for the grossness, like getting some cool rattlesnake fangs out of it, that's completely understandable. If I'm just a creep that keeps rattlesnake poop on my desk for no reason, that's weird. Oh. I thought I saw something. That must have been what I saw originally. There's a little white line, but I don't know what it was. Alright, moving on to the last one. Let's see if we find any more fangs. I really thought I had a few saved up here. Oh, alright. I think I knocked it out. So if you just heard my dog start growling, it's because she's got good senses. She just noticed that the rattlesnake enclosure is open. She doesn't look too happy about it. Jada, it's okay. Is it the skeleton? Because that has... Oh. Now she's got rattlesnake going. Jada, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I really can't tell if it's because of the doors on the enclosure being open, or if it's because of the skeleton dude that has been up there since Halloween because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. What is it? Is everything good? You watching my back? Alright. Maybe it really was that the doors were open because she doesn't seem bothered anymore. Alright, that was really funny. I don't know what caused that. That skeleton's been up there literally since Halloween. I don't know what to say. I guess if you have to remember to keep a snake cage closed, have a dog trained to remind you. Because now that door is closed, she's alert, she's paying attention, but doesn't seem like she minds nearly as much. Oh, here we are. Right there is Fang number 2. And I think it fell out of this one while I was working through it. It might have just popped off of that one, but I think it came out of there. That's what I'm going to tell myself, so I wasn't needlessly keeping an extra piece of poop on my desk for weeks. There's Fang number 2. Now we'll check out this one. Oh, and there we go. I'll try to just flick it out with the thumbtack. Oh, and there we go. Fang number 3. Put Put it on the black so it's all easier. I'll be cleaning my whole desk after this exercise. Add that to the jar. I think that does it. I can't find anything else in there. I'm definitely tired of digging through powdery rattlesnake poop, so bundle all that up, and then I'll show you how I'm going to take those 3 fangs that are disgusting right now and don't really look like they were worth all that work, and what I'm going to do to them to make them something a lot cooler that is only about half as gross as they are. Alright, so there's our starting product. We've got those 3 poopy fangs. You can see the back of them where they would connect to the snake's jaw and the venom duct that delivers the venom into the fangs. And then if I can get one of them out of there, you might be able to see how there is a tiny slit on the very front of it, and that is the tiny hole that the venom actually gets delivered through into whatever it may be that the rattlesnake was trying to envenomate. I'm going to plop that back into the jar. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. Just enough to cover up the fangs. See, those fangs are going to start bubbling. And what that hydrogen peroxide is going to do is it's going to help get all of the nasty stuck-on poop and grossness that comes along with fangs going all the way through the snake's digestive tract. It's going to help loosen up all that stuff, and it is also going to slightly bleach the fangs, giving them a whiter look, which is really important to rattlesnakes these days. So I will let those sit overnight. Then make sure to hit the subscribe button because I will be showing you how those fangs turned out in my very next YouTube video. But I'm not done with today's video yet because I have to get Bojangles out of that bucket down there, back up into his freshly cleaned enclosure. But first, I've got to let my guard dog, who's still watching my back, out of the room. That way she doesn't try to intervene while I'm working with Bojangles, because apparently she's on high alert today. On patio. Alright, so I got my 4-legged assistant outside to safety, so that means it must be time for Bojangles to head back home to his perfectly cleaned enclosure. You got all the bedding fluffed up, nice fresh water, no poop or fangs in sight. So now let's see how he enjoyed his bath. Oh, I hear him rattling already. You ready to come out? Looks like he might be a little ready to come out. Let's see. Alright, got a second camera set up in there for fun, but otherwise the enclosure is ready to go. I'll go ahead and get Bojangles on out of there. You know what? You ever do something and as you're doing it, you're like, that's not a great idea? Oh, well, wasn't the rattlesnake in general. It was, he might be a little wet and I don't want him going on those power cords. But in that second of recalculation, he decided to beeline it, which a lot of the times snakes will take advantage of. If you hesitate while working with any wild animal, somehow they just know how to take advantage of that hesitation. But rolling with the punches, and this is good too because now he's not going to have all that bedding sticking on him. He's, I guess, in a sense, using the carpet as a towel. So thanks for that, I guess, Bojangles. Let's see about getting him back into his enclosure, because as you saw, my dog wasn't crazy about him having free reign of the house. Alright, and now I just need to retrieve my phone, but I'll close that just in case so he doesn't go shooting out of that side. Oh. Uh-oh, this isn't good. He's tried taking my phone. Now the rattlesnakes, with the help of AI, are going to take over. It was fun while humanity lasted. Really looking forward to Snake Jazz, though. Alright, got my phone out. So I can go ahead and close this up. And that was a very successful rattlesnake bath and enclosure cleaning. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. It really means a lot to me, and it does help me continue to keep the channel going. And on the note of keeping the channel going, I'd like to thank all the patrons that make this channel possible, starting with my head herpers, Allie Ward, Amanda Lynn, Deborah Torgerson, JCH, Lindsay Justice, Sierra Sicard, Tiffany H., and Wyatt Gilbert. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel at the highest tier level every month. It really means the world to me. If you are a viewer of this channel who has already liked and subscribed, which you've made it all the way through the video, so I sure hope you are, and you want to help this channel continue to thrive, you can join this outstanding list of patrons scrolling down your screen now and supporting this channel for as little as $3 a month. But if you can't do it, it just means a lot that you're here and you liked. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you tune in next week. But most of all, I hope that you just keep herping.